So here we are then with game number 3. 2 units of Skull Reapers and the Slaughter Priest. There with a unit of Rock Guts, a unit of Fell Waters and another unit of Rock Guts. Now I rolled the casualties and nobody ran, so now I shall roll on the events table. I roll a 5, I get an extra command point. That's good, so I'll start with 2. Well, if I get the first turn, if not I've got one anyway, but you know. So, roll off for turn 1. And it's Khorne turn 1. So here we are then with Khorne turn 1. Win a D6 mortal with the Slaughter Priest, the Fell Waters, because they don't get a save against them. And it doesn't go off, which is great. And then, like I said, I'm waiting for the Troggoth King to come in. So I'm just going to stay where I am. I mean, at the moment, it can only come in over here. So I might preempt it and try and send a unit over there. No, because they're protecting the Slaughter Priest. So, that is the end of Khorne turn 1. And I have 2 command points in the bag, which may come in handy. So, we'll start off the unit of Fell Waters. They are over 12 away. They roll a 4, which is an advance. But they are not within spitting range. I don't believe, I will check. No, they're still 7 away and it's 6. So, the unit of Rock Guts over here. Roll a 2, which is hold, and they are over 12 away so they don't get to shoot. That was good. And then the unit of Rock Guts over here. They roll a 1, which is also hold. I will measure those guys though. Yep, and they are 13 away. So that's excellent. So nobody gets to shoot at me. Nobody gets to charge me. That is the end of turn 1. So, roll off. I believe it's 1 to 2, nothing happens. 5 to 6, another unit could come in if I've wiped one out. But there's no spare corners. I haven't wiped anybody out. So, it's either 5, 6, the Troggoth comes in. Or it's straight on to roll off for turn 2. So it's straight on to roll off for turn 2. That would have been another unit returning. But there is no unit dead to return. So, roll off for turn 2. And it was a 4, it was that one there, I do apologise. That's not a damage dice. So, Khorne, get turn 2. So, Slaughter Priest, D6 mortals. I now also have 3 command points. It goes off on a 5. 1 mortal wound. That's not good, I needed more than that. So, the unit of 3 at the back and the Slaughter Priest will be staying where they are. This unit of 3 is going to shuffle up and meet these Fell Waters in combat. I also get +1 to charge, so anything gets me in because I'm only 3 inches away. I got an 8, which gives me a 9. So they're all in now, and I get to go first. So I will start with the Vicious Mutation. Normally 3s and 4s, but they are -1 to hit because they stink. So it's 4s and 4s, so I've hit. And I have wounded. That is excellent. 1 rend, so their 5 save becomes a 6. Which they don't save. And that is D3 damage. 2. And they do not get a second save. So that guy has now taken 3 wounds. And now 3 guys. 4 attacks each. Oh! They are re-rolling hits to 1. I use one of my command points. I do mean to do that at the beginning of each combat phase. It's the only thing I can use them for. They don't take battle shock, so I don't need them for anything else. That's a lot of... more 6s than normal. 3 6s. No 1s, only 1 miss. Not bad. So 3 mortals go through which they don't have a save against. And then these are all 3s. Well, lots of 1s and 2s there. But that's 6 saves at a 5 up. Which they save 1 at. So that is 8 damage. Which not only kills 2 guys, it leaves a guy with only 1 wound left. That was a fantastic showing there from the Skull Reapers. So he gets to go back. 4 attacks. 3s, 2 misses, 2 hits, 3s again, 2 wounds, 1 rend, so this becomes a 5 save. I save 1, and they are only 2 damage, so he does live with a wound left. So that was actually a good trade-off. That is also the end of Khorne, turn 2. See, I could have done with an extra mortal wound from him to kill that off, because he may get to regenerate this time. So, roll the dice. They are within 3 inch. 1 or a 2, please. A 1. Dumbstruck, they do not get to go. That means I'll get to wipe those out. The unit of rock guts over here, they rolled a 4, which is advance. So they get to move up 6, then they get to shoot, which is not good. Although it is the nearest unit, which means it has to be the Skull Reapers and not my Slaughter Priest, which does help. So they need a 3 or less. A 5, they don't do it because it has to be equal to or less than the models in the unit that they are attacking. And then the last unit of rock guts rolled a 6, which is also advance, and they'll be doing the same, throwing. It's a good job I put the Skull Reapers where I did, because, you see, they stopped them throwing at the Slaughter Priest. Although, to be fair, throwing at the Slaughter Priest, they only need a 1. No, again, they needed a 3 or less. And then they've got him in combat, but he doesn't get to go. So, Vicious Mutation first, a 3 becomes a 4, which now becomes a fail. And then 3 guys, I need 1 6, just the 1 6. Because they do not have a save against mortals. 3s and 3s, 6s and mortals. There's 3 6s, so I don't need to roll the rest. He is gone. So that is the end of turn 2. So what we do now is we roll to see what happens. If the Troggoth King comes in, if those Fell Waters come back, we shall see. So we are ready to roll then. So a 1 or a 2, nothing happens. A 3 or a 4, that unit comes back in that corner. Or a 5 or a 6, the Troggoth King comes in. So I want a 1 or a 2, or a 5 or a 6. I could do with the Troggoth King coming in so I can actually kill him. This is the aim of the game. A 2, so nothing happens, which is not bad for me. Roll off for turn 3. A 6, Khorne gets the start of turn 3. So he's going to D6 mortal that unit over there. No, he is not. So what I'm going to do now is that unit is going to shuffle up to there. See, he's already taken out 1 unit, try again. And that unit may just stay where they are to block that unit instead of charging them in. So there we go. That one guy in the front's 3 inch away. I get +1 to my charges. Rolled a 7. I got 8. Gives me plenty of space. But what I do is, if I do it right, he goes there. I think the guy at the back will still get him, but I tried. So they're all in. So it's the start command phase. I've got like 4 command points now, I think. So they reroll hits of 1. So obviously I'm going with that unit first. So the Vicious Mutation, 3s and then 4s. It hits. And it wounded. So they get a 6 save because it's got 1 rend, which they don't save. It's D3 damage, 2 damage, which they get a 5 save against. So the Vicious Mutation did 1 damage. That's, I mean, it's more than it's done normally. And then 3 guys with their normal attacks. 6 of the mortals. 3s and 3s, re-rolling 1s. Get back here. Should have left that 6. So, 3 6s. 3 1s, no 2s, that's good. Oh, yep, 3 6s. Oh, look at all that for the re-roll. That's not Khorne at all. They should have been all 6s. So 3 mortal wounds to start off with, but they get a 5 up save against this, which they do a good roll against. They save 5 of them, and then I had 3 of them back in for the mortals. which they get another 5 up against. Which they save 2 it, which is 5 damage total, which means that guy's dead, and that guy has taken 2 wounds. And a bad little showing there from the Skull Reapers. Not a bad little showing at all. And now the Iron Rockguts will get to go back. 3s and 3s. All hits, which is not what I wanted. And all wounds, which is really not what I wanted. I need 2 6s at least. Otherwise they have wiped out the unit in anger. Not 1 6. I mean, it only just added up to 1 6. So, 3 guys dead. A 5 plus does D3 mortals back. None. Of course not. So that, if that unit of Skull Reapers gone after that famous showing over there, I've done nothing over here. Which is not good for me, although I am still protected. So it is now the Rockguts turn 3. So both units are now inside of 12, but outside of 3. So they are on the second table. So the unit of 2 Rockguts roll a 1, which is hold. On a 4 up, they get to heal. He rolls a 4 up. D3 back. He's fully healed. Just what I wanted. And now they get to throw. They need a 3. They roll a 1, 3 or less, so they do it. So D3 mortals. 2 mortal wounds. So we are now to this unit of Rockguts. They are within 12. Roll a 4, which is charge. So they will get to within 3, I believe. So they need a 4 on the charge. Which they get a 5, which does get them in. It's not good, because, you know, it's now their turn first. So, and again, in the spirit of fairness, it will be 1 guy against the Slaughter Priest, 2 guys against the Skull Reaper. So the 1 guy against the Slaughter Priest. If I've had any of the Snake Eyes, it's right now. Which I don't get, a 3 and a 5. Maybe now. No, 1 goes through, which unfortunately the Slaughter Priest is only a 5 save. So that is 3 damage. And then the other 2 guys into the Skull Reapers. Oh, this is not going well for Khorne. All hits. 2 wounds, so at least the unit will live, but I get a 6 save. Which I don't make either. 2 guys die. And on a 5 up, I do D3 mortals back. Oh, I got 1 5 up. So D3 mortals, 3 mortal wounds. They get a 5 save. Which they don't make any. So at least I did 3 damage back. And now everybody for me can go. So the Skull Reaper first. Vicious Mutation. A 3 and then a 4. It does. He gets a 6 6, it's 1 rend. Which he doesn't make. D3 damage. 3 damage, that's excellent. He gets a 5 save against this. Which he saves 1. So that's 2 damage. So that's that guy dead. And that guy has taken a wound. And that's just from the Vicious Mutation. And the next guy, the next attack, 6s are mortals. Done a mortal. I didn't say I've spent my command point to do it, so I can't do it. Oh wait, it's until my next phase and it's not my phase yet. It still missed. 1 mortal wound, 1 normal, so 5 up, doesn't save, double 5 up. Doesn't save, so that's him on 3 damage. And now my Slaughter Priest gets to go. So his first weapon is 3 attacks, 3s and then 4s. 1 hit. Oh! It's too late now. My Slaughter Priest, for his command trait, has got a 5 up save against wounds not negated. So yeah, it was 1 hit, but I'm just going to check, see if I would have saved any of those. I would have saved 1 and a 5 up, but I'm not going to do it. So it was 1 hit, and then a 4 to wound, 1 wound, to get a 5 save, and then a 5 save. Which they make on the second time. His second weapon is D3 damage. D3 attack, sorry, 2. 4s and 4s. I need to do 1 damage. So 1 went through. And it didn't do anything. Oh, Mr. Slaughter Priest, you've just got yourself killed. I think you've got all of us killed. That's not good. So, that is the end of turn 3. So, before we do the roll-off for turn 4, on a 1 or a 2, nothing happens. On a 4 or a 6, the unit of Fellwaters come back. On a 4 or a 3 or a 4, sorry. And on a 5 or a 6, the Troggoth King comes in. I don't think I can win this game now. Troggoth King's taken too long. And he's still not coming, but still nothing happens. I think he comes in automatically at the end of this turn if he's not already in. Not that that will matter, because I don't believe I'll make it to the end of this turn. So, the roll-off for the turn. A 1. The trolls get to go first. So, Rockgut turn 4, I believe. I've got a bit lost in this now. So here we go. I don't think I'm going to win. So the trolls got the first turn. So I'll roll for this unit in close combat. I need a 1 or a 2. I get a 4, which is hold, which means they get to try to regen. 4 plus to do. D3. 2 wounds back, so he's now only taken 1. That's... And now they get to shoot. It needs to be... The Slaughter Priest is the nearest, so it needs to be a 1. Which thankfully they don't get. And now the other unit of Rockguts. Roll a 6, which is a charge, which is not good. They get to move up to within 3, like so. They may have got a little closer than that with the movement. They could have been within 3, so they are in. And I think this is game. So, that unit of Rockguts first. Again, Spirit of Fairness. They'll both go into the Slaughter Priest. 3s and 3s. 3 hits. 1 wound, which is 3 damage, which he doesn't get a normal save against, but he does get a 5-up ward save against any non... And I saved 2 of them, so he's actually alive. That is ridiculous. He should not have lived. So I'll go with my little Skull Reaper there before he gets turned into a mush. So, Vicious Mutation first. A 3. It misses, of course it does. These guys are re-rolling once to hit. And then 6 of the mortals. 3 mortal wounds from 1 guy. That is excellent. And then 3s again. 3 wounds and a 1. So they get a 5 up against this. To save 1. But then I have to add in 3 mortal wounds. They get a 5 up against these. Which they save 3 of them. Which is not good. So they only take 2 wounds after all of that. And that was a gut. I thought that was going to be a good little showing from him. Unlucky. Here he gets turned into a pulp. 3s and 3s. Oh, only 2 got through. He could. No, I need boxcars. Which I got 1 6, but not the other one. So that one kills him. So on a 5 plus, which I get, it does D3 mortals. And a 2, I need both of these to go through to kill a guy back. Which 1 goes through. So he's now on 3 damage. And my Skull Reaper is dead. And now my Slaughter Priest gets to go. And what I'm going to do, because 1 is 3 inch, I'm going to hit that unit with that one, and that unit with the other weapon to try and kill that 1 guy at the back there. Do 1 damage. So his first weapon is 3 attacks. This is at this unit over here, with only 1 damage. 3s and then 4s. 1 hit. 1 wound, which they get a 5. It's only 1 damage as well. So they don't save the normal one, and then they get a 5 up against that, which they do save. The other one, into the other unit, is D3 attacks. Of course, it's just 1. Why is it just 1? 4s. Of course, it misses. Another just 1. So that is the end of Trolls, turn 3. It's Khorne, turn 4. There's not much I can do, except try. So I'm going to try and D6 mortal this unit over here, because he could, in all fairness, wipe them out. So I rolled a 6, I need that again. And I got it again, which they get a 5 up. So I only concede no more than 1 5 up. There's 2 5 ups. Ah! 1 guy survives with a wound. Oh, that's not fair. That's not fair. And now it's time for my combat. So the same again. 3 attacks into the unit is touching. 3s and then 4s. 1 wound, which they get a 5 up, which they save. And then the other one is D3. 3 attacks, 4s and then 4s. 1 hit. No wound. No. And then the trolls get to go back. So the unit of 2 first. 3s, all hits. Only 1 wound in though, which he doesn't get a save it, so it's 3 damage. But I do get a 5 up against those. Which I saved on it, which kills him out. Which means Khorne has been tabled. The Troggoth King is still asleep. He hasn't even woken up from his nap. He didn't need to. So yeah, Khorne is not impressed. Again, Khorne fails to slay the Troggoth King.